Unit 6. Romanticism. Please listen carefully. Now read the passage about romanticism. You have 45 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now. Now listen to part of a lecture on this topic in a literature class. Good morning, class. Right, to conclude our lengthy discussion of art, and its many, influences, I want to end with perhaps the most beautiful form of expression, and that is romanticism. As opposed to neoclassical artists that typically stressed ideas such as duty and stoicism, romantic artists often chose subjects that were wild, exotic, or mysterious. One of the basic thoughts of romanticism is the belief in the natural goodness of humankind. That is the idea that humans, in a state of nature, would behave well, but are unfortunately hindered by civilization. The Romantics believed that the hindrance came from the urban life and materialism which generates fear and distrust in the world. Along those same lines, the Romantics thought highly of most things old-fashioned, and that childhood is good. The emotions inspired by both beliefs caused their hearts to soar. The idea of humankind's natural goodness and the stress on emotion also contributed to the development of romantic individualism. That is, the belief that what is special in someone is to be valued over what is represented by a civil society. The Romantics believed in wishing for the unattainable. For example, unlike the classic hero who battles the enemy and comes out victorious, the romantic hero never tackles the enemy head-on, but still reaches the goal. The reading passage and the listening passage are about the late 18th and early 19th century historical art movement known as Romanticism. Explain the professor's talk on this movement. Unit 7. Vegetarianism. Please listen carefully. Now read the passage about new types of vegetarianism. You have 45 seconds to read the passage. Begin reading now. Now listen to part of a lecture on this topic in a health and food class.
Good morning, class. We've been discussing food and different ways of staying healthy over the past couple of weeks. This morning, I wanted to continue our discussion by bringing in two fairly recent terms called pesco-vegetarianism and polo-vegetarianism. Both words get their meanings from Latin words. Pesco, meaning fish, and polo, meaning chicken, are both used as prefixes and are attached to the root word vegetarian. As a vegetarian is one who eats vegetables but not animal products. A pesco-vegetarian eats fish and vegetables but may not eat other meats or animal products, and a polo-vegetarian allows flesh, like chicken, into their diet. People who eat animal flesh like meat, fish, and chicken are not considered to be vegetarians. However, as the health benefits of a vegetarian diet become more accepted, many people are reducing or eliminating animal products. For example, they may eat fish and chicken, but not red meat such as beef, pork, and lamb, or they may eat meat in small amounts, like a few times a month. It's very common these days to see vegetarian meals offered at many restaurants, with some going all the way and specializing in only vegetarian food, and in many cases the vegetables are organic.
The reading passage and the listening passage are about different types of vegetarian diets. Explain the professor's talk on such diets. Unit 1. Future plans. Please listen carefully. Now listen to a conversation between two students. Next month, we'll finally be graduating. Have you decided what you'll do upon graduation?
The way I see it, I am currently faced with two choices. Should I continue on with school, or do I look for a job? The hard part is not only deciding what's best for me now, but also for my long-term future.
I agree, and there's that massive student loan to think about, too. What kind of job are you looking for?
I don't know. Actually, I'm not too interested in looking for something full-time right now. I guess I should be. I just can't seem to get grad school out of my mind. And, like you said, my school debt is mounting. If I continue on with school, I'll have to borrow even more money. And I'm not really interested in being saddled with student debt until I retire.
Well, if you are not too interested in looking for work, what were you planning on studying in grad school? Master of Fine Arts?
Yes, that is the plan. I have applied for the program, but I have to wait another week before I know if I'm accepted. I realize that employment opportunities are pretty limited in teaching and in working in an art gallery when I finally finish grad school. And to be honest, I can't really see myself doing either. I just really enjoyed learning more about painting. I guess I just loved being a student. Now, if I don't get accepted, I'll be forced to look for a job.
So it sounds to me like you are trying to escape reality and continue on with graduate school in order to avoid the inevitable, like finding a job. Why not try and look for work now? Who knows? With your general education, you may find some interesting work. Once you have made some money and paid off some of your debt, you can always reapply for the master's program. The way I see it, you will only benefit by gaining some work experience. And who knows, your interest may actually change.
I guess you're right. I am a bit of an escapist. Looking for some general employment may be a good idea. At least I won't be racking up more debt. Thanks.
The two students discuss two possible solutions to the woman's problem. Describe the problem. Then state which of the two solutions you prefer and explain why. Unit 2. Choosing a play. Please listen carefully. Now listen to a conversation between a student and a professor. I have been asked to direct my first play for the Theater Under the Stars Festival this season, and I don't know which play to choose.
I am unfamiliar with that theater festival. What kind of plays has the festival produced in the past?
It has been an interesting mix of everything, really. From the old classics like Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream to comedies by unknown playwrights commonly found at fringe festivals.
Well, I guess it's really up to you and the audience then. Tell me, what has attracted more ticket sales in the past? Who is your audience? And since it is an outdoor venue, what type of play historically works well in an open-air stage?
Since I have been volunteering with the festival, I must say the classics have been the big money makers for us. The audience is generally a conservative mix, families and some seniors. People seem to like the magic of the outdoors at sunset, so it's neat to incorporate this in the lighting and set design.
Well, I think you have answered your own question then. I would go with Shakespeare's plays such as The Taming of the Shrew. This play has great comic moments, a sure crowd pleaser. Maybe next year try experimenting with a new playwright.
Your advice sounds good. You don't think people will think I'm too boring if I pick such a tried and true play?
They may, but if it makes money for the festival, they will ask you back. And if your first attempt at directing was a money loser, you may not get a second chance.
Okay, you have convinced me. Thanks for your ideas.
You're welcome, and good luck.
The professor discusses the student's problem. Describe the problem and suggested solution. State your opinion of that solution.